Hello, my name is Dr. Koheli, and today we are going to be discussing something which is on every postgraduate's or every MBBS student's mind, and that is how to choose your postgraduate specialization. I get so many calls, so many Instagram messages, so many times that a lot of students will call and say that, Madam, what is the scope of the subject? Is there any scope in ophthalmology? Should I take this city? Should I take that subject? And many a time they are choosing the subject according to what their parents or what society tells them. So today I'm going to help you with 4 points which will help you decide your postgraduate specialization. The first, now why are we doing this? In India, a lot of us chose medicine or chose to be doctors because of parents or society. It's either a doctor or an engineer. That is well accepted because you were 18, you could not make your own choice. But when you are around 21, 22 and you have finally decided your post-graduation specialization, that time it should definitely be your word against anyone else's. So let me help you decide that, and you finally, with all these questions, I hope that helps you choose a career and a course of your life which will last you and be fulfilling for the life ahead. So the first is, what are the subjects that you absolutely hate? Now I am not saying subjects which were not taught well in your college. There are many subjects which we didn't know about, say like radiology or anesthesiology. These were subjects which we didn't know much during MBBS, and you don't really know, do you like it or do you not like it? But there are certain things which you definitely know, or which if someone says, would you like to be this, and you're like, nahi baba, isse to meri life kharab ho jayegi, barbad ho jayegi, ye to main bilkul nahi le sakta, madam. So I've heard that also a lot of people say when I ask them, are you okay with taking a field like forensic medicine or taking a field of biochemistry. These are subjects which have a lot of value. You can have a lot of scope in this, but is it something inherently which you don't like? I just don't like the smell of gynec OBGY ward, so I don't want to take that subject. Even if someone pays me to take that subject, even if someone tells me that you will need to lose a year, academic year, you still don't want that subject. So what are those subjects or what are those fields that you absolutely do not want? So you remove those first from all the list of the subjects that you have. The second, find 10 moments in your MBBS or internship that made you curious. Now why do I use the word curious and not, I don't say that 10 moments in your MBBS life that made you happy as a doctor, or made you feel, wow, I'm such a great, I'm doing such a wonderful job as being a doctor. Because these moments can be different for everyone. Some doctor or someone praises you, wow, you answered so well, or some subject which you're doing really well in your classes, then you start to think that maybe this is what I am chosen to do. Sometimes some teachers are very easy, some Viva questions were very easy, and so you think, yes, that must be my goal. No. Choose 10 moments when you were curious. Now what do I mean by that? Say you during internship you saw one patient and then you were curious to know what happened about that patient, and so even after you finished your posting you went back and you asked the RMO or you asked the resident what happened about that patient, or you went back to the ward and opened that file to see what happened. Or say there was a surgery going on and the surgery is going on for 3-4 hours, like there can be long surgeries, but you are so curious to know then what happened, what is he taking that out, how is that working, and you're so engrossed and you're so curious about that surgery that 4 hours went by and you didn't even know that it went by. Then maybe it could be some drug reactions. Maybe that is your curiosity, that how come someone who's taking so many diabetic medicines, can I add this? And then you went back to the library and read for almost 2-3 hours, checking on journals and research papers to find out, is there a connection between these two pharmacological medicines? So this was one curiosity of yours. Say it could be something not related to any field, but it could be some curiosity about academics, or it could be about administration. Why is it that certain these vaccines are the ones which are given by the government? Why is this vaccine not given by the government? Or why does it take a patient who's had a heart attack at home to be moved so, like, why does it take so long for them to come to the hospital? Is there a better way to do it? It could be some curiosity about how a poster is made for education for the population, like COVID vaccine or COVID information which comes on the TV. Why is it being done like this? Why shouldn't it be done like this? What was the research done for this? How can they say this? Why did they choose these words to represent to the public? Some sort of curiosity which made you lose time, and also made you read more about it, which was not asked for by the school. So something which you did beyond your curricular need, and that was just sparked by your curiosity. Why do I say this? Because medicine and MBBS and being a doctor is it's like a marathon. You will be studying the same subject for years together, and you have to have that spark of curiosity, that even at the age of 50 you are curious. What happened to this? Oh, you should feel that curiosity for your subject. Third point, a field in which you have a mentor. Now let's be practical. And this is not just about money, that your father is a surgeon, or your mother owns a OBGYN hospital, a maternity home. There can be times when your parent may be, say, a neonatologist, but you don't have any interest in the subject. As I said, that it is a subject, the first point, it is a subject which you cannot handle. No, I do not like to see newborn babies in pain. No, I don't want that kind of huge pressure from families on me. No, that is something which, even if someone pays me, I won't do it. So of course, if it's not a subject that you like and you absolutely don't want to do it, definitely don't do it. But practicality is, I'm not just saying financial mentor, but someone who can give you a psychological or guide you through the subject. Now this mentor need not be a family member alone. It could be a neighbor, it could be one of the teachers in your college itself, it could be someone you have followed online as well. A mentor who you look up to, who you want to focus your life on. You have seen certain great parts of their life, you see that they have a great work-life balance, and you followed their journey, and you want to so that is the kind of mentor you want. Or someone who sees you and sees that spark of curiosity in you and always eggs you on to learn more about that subject. Or someone in your own city, a big doctor who you really emulate and you want that person to be your mentor. So having a mentor in the field is very important for a psychological and financial, backing. It can definitely be financial, like your family member or a relative who can guide you that this is not the way. And sometimes you have really bad moments, the first surgery, the first failure, it will come in all of our lives. But when you have a mentor, it really gives you that kind of support, someone in the system, someone who's gone through the same thing before. It could be a private practitioner who you want to start a private practice and you want to follow their guidelines. Now the fourth is begin with the end in mind. Again, a very practical tip. So begin with the end in mind means you know what your end is. You are a couple, a doctor couple, and you know that both of you want to live together and you want to live in X city. What does that city lack? What does that city's infrastructure lack that will not be able to support your dream of, say, which only a tertiary care hospital can give? You want to be a radiation oncologist or interventional radiologist, or something which requires you a lot of tertiary backing, where you need a lot of funding, where you need an entire hospital structure to follow that thing. Can you do it in that small town which you have chosen? Choose the end in mind. If you are a couple and you know that your husband or wife to be is going to be, very busy in, or you can choose allied subjects. That, okay, fine, if someone's a pediatrician, should I take gynecology, or should I take neonatology, or should we both take, some kind of allied subjects, which will then allow us to finally set up a hospital together. It could be a physiotherapist and a surgeon, it could be an anesthetist and a surgeon, it could be any kind of combination. I'm not saying that this is really necessary, it is after all the fourth point, but begin with the end in mind, so that you are not disappointed after studying for 10-15 years and then not getting the final due, because you didn't know that. You always knew that you would have to marry and settle in X city, or you always knew that you would have to go to Y, or you would always have to build around your family business. So choose a subject, choose a specialty with beginning with the end in mind. That end could be a loved one, could be your family, could be the city which you choose, or could be the college in which you want to finally study in. A lot of things. So these are the 4 points, and I hope this helps you to decide that don't go after the money, don't go after the fame, don't go after trends, that, oh, this is trending, everyone is taking this field is going to. Don't try to project that what will happen after 5 years, which subject is going to be the most. We need doctors in every field. Follow your curiosity, don't follow what you like or don't like, follow your end goals. Everyone has different end goals, different ends, and choose something which will definitely add to your life, and then you'll never regret choosing the specialization which you have chosen. Thank you for listening to me, and best of luck for your future.